Oshiomhole was never an activist. You can go and check this out anyway.
See, make sure say this video reach Oshiomhole. Omoyele Sowore don't challenge Oshiomhole. Make Oshiomhole come out and deny. Me, I believe everything when Sowore talk about Oshiomhole. That is why I don't want to have anything to do with Oshiomhole going forward. I don't know, say Oshiomhole not straight. He's not a honest leader. You understand? It's just the boo-boo, the country. Watch what Sowore talk.
My question is on activism and activists. Now, it's good that you have mentioned, and I'm sure that many young people can go on Google now and find out more information about some of the people that you have mentioned. Some of the people where maybe being talk say, who is this Baba is doing too much. Shebi una don't hear the story of Baba Femi Falana. So just do your own research.
Exactly.
People they went on to do so many things.
And
you have mentioned people like Ganifa Wehimi, rest in peace, Anikulapo Kuti, Bekolari, so many people.
Sankara.
But I want to ask a question, because we have seen activists well celebrated now become something else. I don't want to use them when they're too strong, but I'll give an example.
Yes.
One of the most popular labor leaders in Nigeria or in Nigerian history is Comrade Adams Oshiomhole. Comrade Adams Oshiomhole, all we needed to hear was him say, we are going to shut down the country. And everyone would rally and do so. He contested on the platform of the Labour Party, won the elections, had his mandate stolen, went to court. I remember Okada riders accompanying him to court. In fact, police come begin the beg, say, if they come, maybe people don't follow him. Because they could feel that wave. He retrieved his mandate. The Supreme Court, returned the mandate. And then he switched political parties. Became the chairman of that same political party. And was even captured in a video footage saying, if you come to our party,
your sins are forgiven.
Now, as a young boy who grew up in Isolo area of Lagos and who sometimes had to wave
Nigeria flag.
No, green leaves. Because that time when riot happened, people go put them for their windshield. Just thinking about it now and looking at the situation now, I begin to wonder, does activism have expiry
Let
date?
me intervene.
Thank you, sir.
And I will tell you, with benefit of experience and history, Oshiomhole was never an activist. You can go and check this out anyway. And I will send you, after the show, a press conference we did in 1992 or so, where Oshiomhole and a guy named Pascal Bafia, he was the former NLC president, had a deal with Babangida to increase fuel price and supported it.
In 1992?
Yes, I did a press conference where we named him as the enemy of students. What? Because of what he did when they first started this whole fuel increase. Oshiomhole was part of it. Oshiomhole was never part of the pro-democracy movement. He was one of the few labor leaders during Abacha's time who was living in Abuja, when all the activists had run away from this country. And I've said this several times. What Oshiomhole was doing at the period you are describing is what we call organized outrage. You go and meet Obasanjo, Baba, increase the fuel price, we will fight small. You will come put them back to the place where it's supposed to be. You are happy, I'm happy. Wow. That was what Oshiomhole was doing. And I've said this openly, but since you have greater reach, he can challenge me that I said, and I'll send you a copy of the press release and press conference, not even press.
The conference itself.
We sat at the press conference, invited the press, because that's how we communicated during our days. We did a lot of world press conferences, and we went after them. In fact, when Abiola's election was annulled, part of the places the students invaded was the NLC secretariat at Yaba, because they were in bed with the military, Pascal Bafia and Oshiomhole. They were the labor leader. He didn't start today with this Oshiomhole you are saying. They have been doing labor leadership for a long, long time. So they were the part of the labor movement that sold out. Kokori, who was in Pengassan, and
Frank Kokori.
Yes, they were the original people in labor who really shut down the country, and they were arrested and kept in detention. Look, I think Kokori was released after Abacha died. Wow. Ask why nobody arrested and detained Oshiomhole. Even small me, at that time, I was going in and out of detention, including by DSS. If they detained him, it must have been an arranged detention.
But you get one video when they tear gas ammo under Obasanjo.
And that's why I say organized outrage now. You can arrange police to tear gas you. Yes. Wow. They can arrange police to tear gas you now. But that was under, we are talking about serious fight against military.
So the one you just said now that is scattering my head now. Because I'm now trying to marry it. Because think.
So we have activists for a reason.
Activist for a season. For a season.
Yes.
Activist for a reason and activist for a season.
You mentioned earlier that he was the most prominent. He wasn't. The most prominent Labour leader in Nigeria is Pa Imodu.
Michael Imodu.
And he was one of the people, first in Nigeria's history, to be restricted to a city by the colonial masters. Auchi. The second person to be restricted to a city was Obafemi Awolowo. Lekki. Not this Lekki where you people are. There's still a real Lekki after Dangote refinery. Yes. That's where the real Lekki is not. It's a real Lekki town. Is after Dangote refinery.
Not the face one here.
Not the faces you have here. And then the third person, of course, was myself in 2019 when I was restricted to Abuja for 3 years. So when you are talking about real Labour leaders, don't mention Oshiomhole.
What of Joe Ajero?
It is a secret in within our circles that everybody knows Oshiomhole, to be Agaracha Labour leader.
What of this Joe Ajero now?
Well, Joe Ajero, as far as I have seen, doesn't seem to have a problem with the government. I think it's the problem. The government that even have a problem with his little activism. And I've told him that we need to know who is after who, because how can you be Labour leader in this period and the government is comfortable with you? You understand? You can't even do a strike for more than 1 day. I attended one of their strike. It was supposed to be for 2 days. The middle of the first day, they have disappeared on us. The second day, they didn't even bother to tell us. And so since that time, I have respected myself, So because, anytime when you see activists for Abuja, we get business card, they run.
Activists will get business card.
So just spark it.
So wait, I want to understand something.
Activists will get Abuja, we get business
So
card.
what you're trying to tell me now is this Joe Ajero that is shouting, why do you put increase fuel price?
You must revert.
He must revert.
Immediately.
So it's government that is people telling me, Baba, come. They strike.
Yeah, exactly. No, if they want to strike, it is the government that you will see in their action. Any strike that you do by 12 noon, you're always inside the villa. It's like, did you even plan to be? Were you in the villa when the strike started? Because the next day they're already in the villa.
You don't buy tickets.
Yes, I don't understand those kind of strike. In the days of real Labour leadership, when Labour leaders organize strike that's going to hurt the government, they disappear. They go underground. You can't find them. Yes. In our days, some of the Labour leaders that we used to work with, do you know where we used to hold meetings? At Ojuelegba. There's a place called 42nd Avenue at Ojuelegba. At night, it's a red light district. Now there where they hold meeting because police no fit suspect say
That happened there.
Because at that time they don't already arrest Bear, call them, Ghanaian, then they don't raid in chambers, kill they shot one of his guards. So nobody was going to any of those official places to guard. In fact, the day Abacha died, we were in a meeting with a guy called Ziki Rulai, and Zik is what we call him. And somebody just said, go and listen to VOA or it was VOA or BBC that Abacha has died. We said no. Only to go out and see jubilation. Policemen flinging their berets from that Western Avenue police station. I think it's area A on the street. It's the first time and last time I hugged police from Lagos. Everybody was, and I was asking, but why now they shoot us now? We said, what do we do? But that's another story for another day.